the last part of my 5 shelf bookshelf. I'm going to go over these because you've already seen them. And this is just a drill book. And it is a sentence problem. It must be problem. Oh, okay. So it's worded math problems again. I've done a lot of math books, so I just decided not to do this. It tells you how to use it. Tsukaikata again, how to use it. And then on the back of each page is a progress chart for parents to fill out, which is upside down, so you can't see it. Actually, I will do this one, just not right now. And it's a first grade. The Mina no Nihongo Shokyu Ichi, so it's the first Mina no Nihongo, and this one's topic and then 25 Nijugo. So there's 25 topics. They're reading topics, and they pretty much, it goes along with the text, just the intro. There is no English in here. Let's see if I can go to the beginning real quick. Okay. So there's no English in this book, which is really cool. And they're pretty easy topics. They're pretty simple topics. This was worked on a little bit before me, so I did get it pre-owned, like most of my books. But there's 25 topics, and they give you some questions at the end. Like I said, they're pretty easy topics. I pretty much just went through and I highlighted words that I didn't know, and then I got it used, so it was pretty cheap. You can actually, I've seen the second one online. I've downloaded it for free, so you might be able to find this one for free also. But if you want a hard copy, this is the ISBN for it. Found at Bookaholic. There's ISBN for it. There's no English in this one also. It is extremely mite, kite, wakaru. It pretty much just is a bunpo, so it's grammar. Oh, there's a little bit English right there. Look, listen, learn, which is pretty much what that says up there. But there really is no English in this book. It's extremely basic. Beginners, I would definitely suggest this book, because it does have a lot of, like, it goes over, you know, that, this, there, and they give you a lot of vocabulary, and it's really good because there's no romanji, just furigana, kanji. There's a lot of kanji. So this is dare, so whose is that? Whose is that? See, and here's some people's notes. They wrote romanji sometimes. Oh yeah, they wrote romanji instead of furigana. And then kore, negai, so long and short. Dono. Let's see. Kore wa doko no tabako desu ka? So, where is that from? Where is that from? And then cheap, short and tall, I suppose, hikui, and fast and slow. Like, it just has basic words and grammar. But if you've done Genki 1, do not get this book. Everything you learn in that book will be in here, and I wouldn't suggest getting it. Okay. Place more places and time. A lot of verbs, but they're simple verbs, pretty easy. So, like I said, if you've done Genki 1, I wouldn't get this book, because you'll already know everything in here. Yay! Everyone's heard about Genki. Genki 1. I've already completed Genki 1. I started out a lot different than I ended it, because I started out with all these little post-it notes, and eventually I started my own notebook. I should show that in one of my reviews. Anyway, Genki 1. I do like this. I do really like the book. Here's just the very beginning of the book. They're going to teach you the writing system. Writing system, which is the hiragana, katakana, the kanas. And they're going to go into kind of what kanji. They go into aisatsu. So, aisatsu. And then they have a lot of hyogen notes. So those are pretty cool. I love anything that has culture notes. There is a little bit of romanji in the beginning, but it goes away. So there is some kanji. There is some romanji in the beginning. So you can see it right there. I don't like romanji, so when I first saw that, I was very disappointed. The very beginning, there is no kanji, only kana, vocabulary, and then they give you, of course, they go through, so they usually give you a dialogue at the beginning. This one was aisatsu. They give you vocabulary next, and then they give you certain grammar points. And each chapter, there's different amount of points. So, grammar points, more notes at the end, and then here is the practice. So they give you practice, lots of practice. Right, it took me a while to figure out, but right now I put all of the answers in another notebook. I don't write in the book like this anymore because they get too squished together and it's hard to read. And then they give you final useful expressions, and then it goes on to the next chapter. So this one is still in kana and romanji. Chapter 2, dainika. So kaimono, shopping. So there is romanji and romanji and kana still romanji, and then the grammar points, and the hyogen noto, and the culture notes, and then the practice. So they give you a lot of practice. And of course, the useful expressions at the end. So let's see. There it is, useful expressions. And this is really good to work with. They have a lot of pair work. So, I mean, obviously this is a textbook used in school. I am a self-studier, so sometimes I'll go through and do the pair works and the group work, but sometimes I won't, and I'll come back to it. Gyoshitsu, here's the classroom. Okay, and then we have daisanka. So, this one is deito no yakusoku. So, deito no yakusoku. So, making a date. Now, chapter 3, we have finally, we have kanji. So, it does take, 2 chapters. No more romanji. So, I'm really happy with that. See, they give you it in. And then it's the same pretty much. You get your grammar points, and you're going to get your practice work. So then I decided to put the answers on these Post-its because I was running out of room to write my answers down. But eventually, like I said, I did start putting it in a separate notebook. So here's the dialogue, vocabulary, and grammar points. It's the same for every chapter. You get a different amount of points in each chapter. You'll get notes. And there's some culture notes. So I will probably do a more in-depth review of this book at some point, but that is the whole book, and so there's kind of, they're all basically the same. You get your so there's 12 chapters. There's the end. Let's see, the very end. Yeah. I didn't realize this until a lot later, but they actually have a yomikaki, and so, yomikaki, so it's a reading area, writing area, really. I guess it's both, but it starts out with the hiragana practice. So, make sure you do those along with chapter 1. I don't remember when I started doing the back part, but it wasn't along with the original, it wasn't with the other chapters. So There is a section in the back for you to do for reading and writing. And they give you more in-depth look at the kanji, reading practice, writing practice. So that's in the back of the book. And I'm still constantly pretty much it's just extra practice. It's just extra practice that goes along with the Genki textbook. So I believe if you're in class, the workbooks are required. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just a workbook. So there's ISBN for that. eBay. Got this one. This one. With eBay. Oh. There is no English in these books. And they are just sort of, I think they're like prep books. They're workbooks for me to do. These are N5, so I think I have started on one of them. But I get kind of distracted. I start one book and then I start another one. And here's that other one. This one's a little shorter. Let me think. They are studying. This one must be the reading one. So the other one must be the vocabulary one. And there's a lot of kana, but they just want to make sure that you know the words. Because sometimes you can use the kanji as a way to memorize words without actually knowing how to pronounce them. Bunpo, chikara. There's a grammar power and tobira. I guess I should show tobira first. Oh, anyway, I haven't used it yet, so I don't really know much about this book. I do know there's no English. Here's a little look inside this book. It looks pretty good to me. And I do see a lot of furigana, so that's really good. I mean, now I don't worry so much about not having furigana because I do have my Denshi Jisho that I can write kanji in. Tobira. I can't give a review for it because I don't know anything about it yet. I haven't actually gotten to this book yet. I've heard really good things about it. I'm sure there are other reviews. I'm sure there are other reviews online. Wow, this looks really good though. I do see some furigana, not a lot. I plan on doing a review of this book when I've completed it. And I got it pretty cheap. It had really good reviews. There's ISBN. But this is the book I'm actually going to work on after I get done with Genki 2. This is what I plan on doing. And then Tobira. And then I think I have another book. I'll be working on the last one. It's hard to find more advanced textbooks once you pass Genki. But I've heard really good reviews about this one. I'm hoping it's not too simple. I'm hoping that it'll follow Genki 2 pretty well. So I can't suggest them or not. There is a lot of English in here. Wow. I'm actually really surprised how much English. I think I have when I first got it in the mail, I'm pretty sure I noticed that. I've just forgotten because I haven't looked in here for a while. But yeah, so a lot of English in here. A lot. I wonder what this is supposed to be. It looks like a whole bunch of just readings and stuff. Huh. And it looks interesting. I mean, I'm definitely going to learn something. And I have this one. Ooh, cool. And then I think it did have a CD. And I always put my CDs in a sleeve and keep them somewhere safe. I don't ever leave them with the books. I don't see any English in here. Do see a lot of furigana, so I'm really excited about that. This one looks pretty good. Cool. I may even be able to read some of this right now. ISBN. This textbook I have is this one, and I have the workbook with it. Got them used off Amazon. This one did come with CDs. And like I said, I don't keep it. So here is kind of like a transition between the intermediate to advanced. ISBN. And I saw good reviews on this one also. Ooh. Okay. Not really seeing any English. There's some English. Not very much. Let's see. I don't see very much furigana, so they do expect you to know a lot of words, which I guess is obvious. I see a little bit of furigana. With it. Which, I love getting the workbooks if I can find them for cheap. Even if they're already done, which doesn't look like... Yeah, I got pretty lucky with this one. Because I don't see any writing at all in here. It looks pretty much like the Genki workbooks to me. I mean, obviously there's really... I don't see any English at all, which is perfectly fine with me. I don't like to rely too much on the English. Yeah. So that is everything. Everything on my 5-shelf bookshelf. But that's everything. Ooh, hand cramp. Hold on.